Nuno. Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Well, if we could start with team news, any changes to the players you had available for your last game?
The same are out. Boli is really close to join the group. Fortunately, Ibrahim Sangare and Danilo, they are out for a while.
It was a brilliant performance all over the pitch last weekend, including the substitutes you brought on as well. How difficult does that make your team selection for this weekend?
It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change. It was a game that we decided. First of all, the players did it amazing. Was the way they did it, how they help each other, how they play football. Was in a tough place. But we move forward. So that game is over. We have a different opponent on the Sunday, require different decisions, different things, different players. We don't know yet. We still have tomorrow training session to put it right and compete.
Obviously, every player always wants to start a game, but how vital is it that players understand that sometimes their role is to be on the bench and that there isn't sulking when they have to come off, that when they start on the bench, and that actually they can be match winners?
Yeah, look, since the beginning we try to make the players understand, and I think they realize that everybody's important. Everybody's important. Doesn't matter if you start, if you go. We have now 21 players available. We have to decide. Not everybody can start, but everybody's a part of it. Even if you play 1 minute, if you don't go in the bench, you are with the group. The way you help in the training sessions, this is the spirit that we must have, the mentality. And after that, it's up to us to manage the momentums of the player, what we want from them. But we are quite happy with the way they've been understanding that football is about the squad, not only about the team, not only about individuals, about the squad, because it's a very long season.
The club has spent the last couple of seasons sort of battling simply to stay in the Premier League. Was that game last weekend and overall the start to the season you've had a real sign that expectations can be very different this season?
Our expectation is exactly the same, Christy. Exactly the same. Tomorrow. Our expectation is to prepare well tomorrow, to compete well on Sunday, step by step, each game at a time. Each training session is important. This is our expectation.
With that in mind, have you been talking to your players this week about not getting carried away by that result? A lot of people have been talking about it, but they've got to simply focus now on Brighton.
There's no other way to play the game. What you did in the past doesn't mean anything. It's what you have to do the next one. They are aware of that. I hope.
It's been described a tactical masterclass from you last weekend against Liverpool. Will you use very similar tactics against Brighton, away from home again, against a team who are unbeaten like yourselves? What do you expect from them?
A different game. Totally different opponents, different situations. I always say that new game is new things that's going to happen. What we did was great, especially the hard work of the players. And I insist on that because this is the main focus that we have. As long as we are committed to work, to overwork, to overrun every one of our opponents, we are close to get something from the games. The moment that we underestimate that and think the other way around, we are in trouble.
And in terms of the players you've got at your disposal now, how pleased have you been with the way a lot of your sort of summer signings have settled in? We saw Alex Moreno, a brilliant game from him on his first start, and it's all around. It seems the players have hit the ground running.
Yeah, they are settling down. They are credit for the squad, the way they embrace them, the way they help. The communication is very important. We still have players that are still in that process. Nicola came and straight go and settle down well. We still have Eric Moreira. We still have Souza, Jota, players that Morato, Alex. I think Alex was here before. He played in the Premier League. So players that are coming in need more time. We are still in the process of putting everybody inside of the main philosophy that we have as a group. But we are doing well.
Your owner, Evangelos Marinakis, has been talking about his big ambitions. He's said in an interview that you could even have a 50,000 seater stadium at one point. How much does that big ambition of his drive you and the players on the pitch?
Drives everybody. Everybody's the biggest authority in the club. So his ambition is what guides us the way he wants to make this club grow, to become a club that is stable. All these ambitions in the city ground. If it's here, I think it's here. If it's 60,000, great. As long as it's here, it's good. So that's what drives us, and this goes from the owner to everybody in the training ground. Everybody has to commit themselves and be aware that they are part of something that wants to grow. So we need all on board.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Ivan.
Hello. Hi, Nuno. Nice to see you again. After last season, when you faced a lot of adversity and difficulty, do you think it's made you stronger this time round? And in what ways do you think it's done that?
I think it made us all strong and ready to fight again, because this is the spirit. It was a tough season for all of us as a club. It was tough, but it's past. If it made us stronger, I think it bonded us more. It made us realize that we need everybody. You need everybody. I think was hard days for everyone involved in the club, but we got through, and we want to continue. But definitely, I think it makes us stronger if you want.
And there's a much more positive environment around you at the moment, a feeling. Is that a more enjoyable thing at the moment? Are you enjoying that lift in attitude, perhaps?
Who doesn't? Of course. If you have to work every day and you work in a nice environment, results are helping, and you see everybody helping and working hard with a smile on their faces, let's enjoy it.
And does that help feed that momentum that you need to build as
Definitely.
Just looking into some stats, it seems football is overwhelmed with different stats these days. You have to stay on top of them. But one of them says that you've had more direct attacks than any other side in the Premier League this season. I wonder if you can explain a little more about what that means.
And first I have to understand what is the criteria of the stats when they mean direct attacks.
Yeah, I don't understand exactly what that means.
What that means. What I see in terms of our offense, I think we are creating a lot of things. We still have to improve on our accuracy. Sometimes the last pass, the finish is not well, but the idea, it reflects on the stats. We want to go forward. We want to attack. We want to try and create doubts to our opponents.
You lost home and away to Brighton last season, so how do you go about improving that?
They are a very good team. They are a very good team, very good players, good manager. They started well. They are a strong team. We have to compete very well. We have to compete very, very well.
And obviously feed off what happened last week, but not rest on those laurels.
No, because last week is over. What we did, is not gonna impact on the game. It helps in terms of confidence. That is a big part in the game, to have confidence to do your things. But then you're gonna face a good opponent, and then it's a fight of ideas. Who's stronger on the pitch?
You're on the verge. You've got an opportunity to win a 5th consecutive away game for the first time in 30 years at Forest. These sort of stats are the ones you want to hear, aren't they?
Yeah, because that reflects also from last season, okay? And it's over. In this season, we are doing well away from home. Let's keep the record. Let's try.
Have you detected a change in the mood, the attitude around you?
I detected since last season, since we are aware that we have to improve. And it's still, believe me, we are here talking about all these good things, There are so many aspects inside our team that we have to improve, and we have to improve quickly. So that says that we are still in the process of building, growing, trying to correct mistakes, because we make some. Fortunately for us, it's not being punished, and this is a big difference in football.
And finally, for me, last week is gone.
Yeah.
And you've said that Brighton provide a different sort of test. Can you give us an insight into the differences that you see?
So if you go back to the stats, I can share with you one. Brighton is the team that makes more offside to the Premier League opponents. The team that is getting more offsides. So that says of that how hard it is to play, because they really stretch the pitch, they really condense the pitch, and they are aggressive, and then they have a lot of talent. Not only this season, we can see from last season that Brighton plays a possession football that is really difficult to go against. But we're gonna get ready and we're gonna compete.
We'll see how you do. Thank you.
Cheers, thank you. Sir.
Thanks, Ivan. Jonathan.
Hi, Nuno.
Hello.
We've seen a lot of the teams that are playing in Europe this week complain about the schedule, more European games and everything going on strike. As a club who aren't in Europe and are out the League Cup, you one game a week. Do you think a team like Forest can have an advantage this season and really, make a push for the top 8, top 10?
I don't look at the question on that point of view. I look at the other way around, because I was also I'm aware that first of all, we have to consider, and people that decide the schedule, and I know how hard it is to find dates. Plus, you get international dates, the FIFA dates, all these things. How hard it is, but we cannot forget that the game is played by footballers, and this is what we have to really take in our mind, that we have to respect the football player. It's very difficult to play a game when you have less than 48 hours, when you have 72 hours. And if you repeat that over and over again through the weeks, the problems appear, the level of the game decreases. So when you ask me that, this is what I look at. Let's try to protect the players.